Well, let's talk about a company that actually was a hot stock. Gosh, how long ago? It wasn't. I want to say a couple of years ago. I'm talking about Snowflake. Was it a couple of years ago? That was a big.
It was kind of when they IPO'd. I'm trying to see if I can find the max chart. Yeah, so let's see. It was actually around 2020 is when they IPO'd. Looks like they did hit a max price, and this is just on the chart. But in 2021, when there's all the craziness, it looks like they hit around $400 a share.
Okay.
So 2021 is when the hype really set in.
Yeah, and I kept saying, like, why? What's going on here? And I knew it would cool down, which it has. So now we're kind of looking at this company. It's now Snowflake. I just don't like that name. But Snowflake, is it a company you should be buying? They are in the industry of software applications. Only 3.2% short on the float. Only 72% institutional owned, which is kind of surprising. Unfortunately, not a good start. The PE ratio, not material because I guess they still have no earnings after, you said, what, about 5 years? Industry is at 62.4. Price to sales are expensive, 18.3 versus 6.7. Price to book value, 31.8 versus 6.9. Price to cash flow, 90 versus 30.8. And the PEG ratio, 17.6 versus 8.6. So all these numbers you want lower, and they're just not lower. They're still not a good buy based on the valuations. No earnings over the last year, even 5 years. Sales were up 19.8% over the last year versus 5.3, so that's a positive. They do get a 5-year growth rate from the analysts of 10.6, not much higher than the industry at 7.7. They do not pay a dividend. Look at the balance sheet. Current ratio 1.6 versus 1.7. That's okay. Debt to equity 1.1 versus 0.5. I'm okay with that. Net profit margin shows a negative 36.4. I mean, that's just ridiculous. They lose 36 cents on every dollar they bring in. That just doesn't make sense. And again, it's been around for about 5 years now. Return on equity a negative 58.1. Free cash flow is only $736 million versus about $3 billion for the industry. I'm still not liking this company unless you have something great going forward here, Jace.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the current price for again Snowflake, their ticker symbol Easy Snow SNOW. It's $225.58. 52-week range. Done very well off 52-week low of $107.13. 52-week high, though, $249.99. And I did confirm it looks like that all-time high was $401.89. That's a closing all-time high, and that was hit November 16th, 2021. So you're down about 50-ish% if you would have bought it, the hype in the peak back then. Looking forward, though, I mean, gosh, yeah, not liking this. You go out to January 2027, estimated earnings per share $1.66 gives you a target sell. It's laughable, $27.56. The forward PE right now for Snowflake, 134 times.
So still one of these hot stocks that paying too much for, you have lost probably about 45% of your money since the high. I was kind of hoping that this would now be on sale, but it's not. And it's just sometimes that happens, and it's still a hot stock.
And I don't know what the heck they do. I went to ChatGPT and asked, what does Snowflake do? It says they provide data warehousing, data lakes, and data sharing services.
Data lakes?
Data lakes, Lakes.
What would that be?
I don't know.
We need a tech person on our show.
Yeah, but it looks like they have something to do with the cloud and, artificial intelligence. I think that's why they kind of got excited there in terms of the price spike. But, we may use this company and not even know it potentially in terms of transferring data and who they work with. But, that is one thing, obviously. Any stock you buy, you want to understand what they do and who uses it. And, it required me a little bit of research to see who uses Snowflake.
Yeah. And also, too, you said it's kind of based on AI. And we have talked about this before. What if the AI expenditures slow down? Because companies are spending hundreds of billions of dollars on this. And what if they just cut back 20%? That's going to hurt companies, a lot of companies, including Snowflake. And again, I still don't know what data lakes are.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking of a lake out there with data.
Yeah, beats me.
Probably the tech people are like, gosh,
these guys are idiots.
Yeah, they're idiots. Chase, they don't know anything about technology. Well, let's talk about, you want to do another tech company?
I was going to say, too, it's just, it's one thing that Warren Buffett stayed away from tech for many years because he didn't understand it.
Right.
And that is one thing that, I don't want to try and be the smartest guy in everything out there, and technology is not our strong suit.
Yeah, and it's not, and again, it is hard to understand. I mean, the iPhone, yeah, it's a phone. I mean, we did buy, AT&T years ago. I mean, we'll buy things that are kind of techy, but not tech companies like a Snowflake. It's just too hard to understand their product.